Hello, St. Peter's. Welcome to our third week of our Summer Reading Explorers adventure. Can you believe we are already up to episode number 5? That deserves a high five. You ready? High five. We've been missing our high five Friday since I don't record on Friday anymore. So every 5 episodes, we can do a little high five. That's fun. So I am outside today in the beautiful sunshine. It's a little bit warm. And since I'm in the sun, I put my hat on so I can protect my face, shade my eyes a little bit, and be ready for our exploring adventure today. All of my friends are here, and look where they are. They decided to climb up on some rocks today. That gives you a little clue about what we are going to do with our story and our exploring adventure today. Ralph is here, Daisy, Magic Monkey, and of course, our pig of joy with her jar of joy, all ready and waiting to hear our story. So let's see what's in our explorer's pack today. Well, of course, my water bottle. Always bring your water on these hot summer exploring days. Thanks, Explorer Pack. Here is our story. It's a new one. I'm sure that most of you have not heard this story yet, and I'm excited to share it with you. It's called Ricky the Rock that couldn't roll. Let's get ready to hear it. Is everyone gathered around? My friends sure are. Let's get ready for our story. Let's turn up our ears so we're ready to listen. Turn off our mouths so we don't make a sound. Put your hands quietly in your lap. Take a nice big deep breath. Now we're ready for our story. I don't think the birds heard about let's quiet down so we can hear it. Can you hear them? They're very noisy at my house. I'm not sure how much you can hear. All right, let's get going with our story. So our book, like I said, is Ricky the Rock That Couldn't Roll. Our author is Mr. J, and our illustrator is Aaron Wozniak. I'm excited to share this story with you. I just found it and I loved it, so I knew we had to add it to our summer reading series. Here we go. Over the lake and out past the bay was a green grassy hill where the rocks came to play. They would race to the top to take in the view, then roll their way down, the way rocks love to do. Do you notice something about this story? That's right, it's a rhyming story. There's also something very special that Mr. J and Aaron Wozniak put in on each page of this story. It's a little tiny ladybug. Can you find her? She's hidden on every page. Very good. There she is down here. See, she's so tiny. Let's see if we can find her on each page. Here are our rock friends. There were Kip, Pip, and Chester, and Marvin the Boulder. Ignatius played too, though he was much older. And a group called the Pebbles never ever sat still, zigzagging their way up and over the hill. There's a lot of little pebbles there. Oh, where's that ladybug? You see her? All the way down in this corner this time. Let's zoom in. There she is. Let's meet our rocks. Kai was a meteorite and not from this planet. And Maya was lava, but taken for granite. Stu was the smart one, and Parker the clown, and grumpy old Ebert rolled round with a frown. Gabby was sassy, Lessie had flair, Emma was giggly, and Hud had black hair. They're all so different. And down here we have Parker the clown. He's telling a little joke. Let's hear it. He says, "How do you make a tissue dance?" And Ebert says, "Oh, seriously." But Lessie knows. She says, "You put a little boogie in it." You know that joke, right? How do you make a tissue dance? You put a little boogie in it. Good one, Parker the Rock. But the one trait that seemed to be shared by them all was that every rock there was shaped like a ball. And because they were round, they could easily roll through the grass past the lake and up over the knoll. So a knoll is just a grassy hill, just a little mound. Where's that ladybug? Can you find her? There she is. And look at her eye. She's getting dizzy from all of the spinning. That's what all these circles mean. They're rolling, rolling, rolling. And the ladybug is getting very dizzy. Oh, except for poor Ricky, who quietly sat. You see, Ricky couldn't roll because one side was flat. And Ebert says, "What part of this is supposed to be fun?" He's not really liking it. Where's that ladybug? There she is. I think maybe she's sitting on Ricky trying to make him feel a little bit better. That's sad that he has to feel left out. His friends didn't get it. "Come roll," they would chant. So Ricky tried, but replied, "Sorry, I can't." He just can't roll. Here's our ladybug friend helping him. Look, she's trying to push him over. Just can't do it. But the rocks were determined. They were sure they could solve Ricky's flat bottom problem and help him revolve. Revolve is another word for spin and roll. So Marvin the Boulder, with his impressive physique, carried Rick all the way to the hill's grassy peak. That's another fancy word, physique. That means he was very strong. His physique is his body type. And since he was very strong, he could carry him up. Then he pushed him down, yelling, "Keep rolling, kid!" But Rick didn't roll. He just kind of slid. And he says, "This feels like a bad idea." And look at the ladybug is holding on. She doesn't want to fall off as he slides down the hill. Well, the rocks weren't done, not by a mile. Surely the next try would get Rick to smile. They stuck rubber balls all over Rick, using big gobs of glue to get them to stick. They were proud of themselves. "This will work," they announced. But Ricky still couldn't roll. Now he just sort of bounced. They stuck all of these balls, and he says, "No good, no good, no good." He's probably scared. Where's that ladybug? Can you find her? She's really hidden this time. Look very closely. Do you see her? She's hidden with the balls way up here. Did you spot her? Good job. She's getting trickier to find on some of these pages. Well, they pushed and they pulled, trying every which way to get Rick to roll. But by the end of the day, nothing had worked, just like Rick expected. And he ended up feeling depressed and dejected. Dejected means like you feel like you just can't do anything right. He's very sad. "It's no use," Ricky sighed. "There just isn't a way. So I'll sit off to the side and I'll watch you all play." That wouldn't be fun. See that ladybug? There she is. She's sticking by his side. They're all trying very hard to be good friends. But his friends wouldn't quit. "We're here for you, brother, and we'll get you to roll one way or another." So they pondered and thought, each straining his brain, till they looked up and saw it was starting to rain. And that's when it hit that smart stone named Stu. "Eureka!" he shouted. "I know just what to do." He explained to them how they would get Rick to tumble. "My plan is pure genius." Stu wasn't too humble. He feels pretty good about himself. So they carried our hero down the road about a mile to the lake, where they gathered up mud so they could pile on that flat side of Rick, creating a mound that they shaped, smoothed, and sculpted until it was round. They added mud to the bottom to make him round. Then after the rain, with the sun in the sky, They left him to bake till the mud was all dry. They gathered up vines and one colorful feather that they wrapped all round Rick to keep it together. So you see how they got him all wrapped up in that mud, and then the sun is baking it, because when the sun bakes the mud dry, it will turn it hard, almost like a rock. And she says, does anyone have a towel? She must want to get the mud off of her. Where's that ladybug? There she is, watching from a distance. She probably didn't want to get smushed up in that mud. Look at him. Do you think it's going to work? I hope so. When the last knot was tied and the work was all done, the only step left was for Rick to have fun. They stood back and watched, feeling nervous and tense as Rick breathed in deep with increasing suspense. He moved slowly at first, testing out his new mold. And then, for the first time, with that ladybug right along for the ride, Ricky the Rock rolled! Hooray! Where's that ladybug? There she is. She stuck by him the whole time. Look at that smile. Isn't he so happy? So Bria the ladybug, now we know her name, who'd been there from the start, felt a surge of pure joy swell up in her heart. She thought as she watched her friends play on the hill that there's always a way if there's also a will. And she said to herself as Ricky rolled down the slope, when you're surrounded by love, you always have hope. So you see, those friends didn't let him give up, even though he wanted to, even though he thought, you know what, there's no use, I'll just sit back like I always have. They wouldn't let their friend give up. They were there for him every step of the way. And look what happened. They figured it out. He got to join them and go along for their rolling play, even though it was a challenge for him because he wasn't the same. Those are some great friends, don't you think so? I love that. What do you think our adventure is going to be today, our exploring adventure in our pack? Should we find out what I can find in here? Let's see. So we got those bubbles. I hope you like those bird feeders you guys made. Mine are still hanging in my tree. Look what I found. What are those? Some rocks. Paper towel. You know what that's for? We are going to go on a rock hunting adventure. That's your job today. I want you to go and see if you can find as many different kinds of rocks that you can. Now, you don't need to pick up every rock that you see. Maybe keep like 5 or 6 of them. And I'll tell you what we're going to do with them next. But after you get your rocks, I have this bucket of water because rocks can be dirty. You find them on the ground, right? You find them in the mud. So you're just going to swish them around in the water. And that's what the paper towel's for, to dry it off. Now, just to get the big drips off. Now you're gonna let it dry in the sun. We're gonna have a lot of sun this week. So look at this rock that I found. This one really is flat. Ricky wasn't even that flat. This is really like a rectangle rock. So then you're gonna leave it to dry in the sunshine, okay? Wanna see some of my other rocks that I found? I found this rock. This one kind of reminded me of Ricky, because it's mostly round and it's a little flat on this bottom. I'm gonna leave that one out to dry. What else did I find? I found 6 really nice rocks that I love. This one has like a brownish color to it. And it's almost shaped like a triangle because it has a flat side, and a third flat side. I thought that was pretty unusual. And then I found this. Reminded me of a smushed Play-Doh rock. Like if you took some Play-Doh and you just went like this in your hand, that's the shape it would have gotten because there's a perfect indent for your finger. That's why I picked that rock. And then I found, it's a little bit smaller, but this is my square rock. The little mound on the top. It's almost like a duckbill. Quack, quack. And finally, I found this nice round rock. Pretty cool. So your adventure today is go on out there and find some rocks. Now remember, in our book, there were big rocks, there were little pebbles, they called pebbles. It's okay if you find some pebbles, but I want you to have a couple decent sized rocks because our rock adventure is gonna go on for Thursday's adventure as well. So we're gonna do something with the rocks we collect today. So today's job is to go on an adventure, get your backpack on, get your hat on, bring your water bottle, find your rocks, put them in your pack, and then maybe take them and wash them off a little bit and leave them to dry in the sun so they can be nice and clean and dry for the activity we're going to do on Thursday. Okay? I told you, this is the week that rocks. So, you have your orders, right? You got your job to do for your exploring. Now let's spread some joy. What do you think, Joy? I gotta go way back here to get her. Come on. How do you think we're gonna spread some joy today? I can hardly wait. Shake it all around. I'm still ready to take some suggestions. If you think of anything that how you like to spread joy, send it to me. I can put it in the messages. Today's says, tell someone you love them. Oh, what a great way to spread joy. Don't you feel great anytime someone tells you that they love you and they give you a little squeeze? They say, oh, you're such a great kid. I love you. That's your job today too. Think about how your heart feels when someone does that for you. That's how you're going to make someone feel when you tell them that you love them. And it will actually make your heart feel happy too. That is a fantastic way to spread some joy. It's a beautiful sunny day, boys and girls. I hope you find many more adventures. Who knows what else you'll discover as you are hunting for those rocks. You never know what can come out of that. Share it with me. Let me know how your summer's going. Send me some messages. I would love to hear them. Until then, hunt for those rocks. Oh, guess what we almost forgot to do? We have to fill out our explorer's log. I have mine. Good thing I always carry it with me, or else I would keep forgetting to do this. Should we make some rocks on our stamp today? I'll make a round rock, and I'm going to make a flat rock, and I'm going to make a crazy shape rock. I'm going to make a heart rock. I wonder if you could find a heart rock. See if you can. That would be really cool. So now I filled out the next stamp. Let's see how many we have done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right, because this was our 5th summer reading Explorer's Adventure. I had a great time today. I hope you had a great time. Boys and girls, if you have friends or cousins, family members that also want to join in our Summer Reading Explorers fun, let me know and I can get them another one of these so they can join along with us on all of our adventures. They can come with us, okay? All right, so go find those rocks. Don't forget to take your water. Spread some joy by telling people that you love them. I love all of you. I can't wait for you to share with me all of the fun adventures that you are having. Until then, boys and girls, keep spreading your joy.